what are the top 5 things you need to keep track of to make sure that you get to financial freedom early? Hey guys, my name is Ariane and this is my better half Chris. We created this channel so good people like you can retire with passive income. So today we're gonna talk about some very important numbers that you need to keep track of so you can know how close you are to getting to financial freedom.
Yep, so we call these things our KPIs, our key performance indicators. These 5 things, if you keep track of just these 5, most of everything else will fall into place by itself. That's why these things are critically important. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually one of, I'd probably call it the most important, is we call it the gap. And this is literally just the difference between what you earn and what you spend. That gap between them is what creates wealth. As long as there is any positive gap between what you make and what you spend, you will slowly accumulate wealth. The bigger that gap, the faster you accumulate wealth. So by keeping track of this particular number and seeing how big your gap is and consistently working to increase that gap, you are actually accelerating your way to financial freedom every single time.
And it doesn't have to be like big right off the bat, right? We all start from somewhere. We started as broke college students, so we started with no gap. We started really poor.
We started with a negative gap.
We were poor, in debt. I brought that to our relationship. Sorry, Chris. But anyway, wherever you're starting right now, just get a little bit better, right? If you add an extra $50 this next month to your gap, that's amazing. If you do that every month in a year, you'll have $600 extra, right? So wherever you are starting, it's okay. Like, don't feel, like guilty, right? We all start there, I promise. We have another video too where we talked about how we saved 80% of our salaries. So that was our gap, right? We saved 80% of what we made. So check that out up here and in the description below. So the next thing you need to keep track of is your safety net. So we want you to know how much you spend each month on your needs expenses, right? So these are your housing, utilities, food, not eating out food, but groceries, what you need to eat, not what you necessarily want to spend, right? So all those necessary expenses, how much is that? We want you to at least have 6 months of your needs expenses as a safety net before you start investing. And that's really, really important because you don't want some unexpected thing to happen and then you get into high interest debt.
Yep, and the safety net really gives you peace of mind. So the one reason we want to keep track of it is so that you know that you're safe and then you start making better decisions. When you know that you have 6 months to figure something out before the lights turn off, it lets you make much, much, much clearer decisions, which gets you further ahead. So the next thing we're going to talk about is something we like to call lazy money. I sometimes refer to it as our war chest. Every amount of money that you have above that safety net is now investable capital, right? You can use that money to accelerate your path to financial freedom. So let's say your safety net is $24,000. It takes a while to accumulate it, but once you get there, that's what your number is. Now you've got $100,000 sitting in your account. That gap, that $76,000 is investable, and that should be working for you, right? That money should be working for you. So we call it lazy money because if it's sitting there in cash, it is not working for you. You got to find a place to put it to work so that it generates passive income for you, which brings us to our next point.
The next KPI you want to keep track of is your passive income. So in the beginning, you probably will have 0. That's where we started too. We had 0 passive income. And then each and every quarter, we would decide that, hey, we are going to invest all of this lazy money we have, like Chris's example earlier. Let's say we have $76,000 of lazy money above our safety net. We would decide that this quarter, we would put that to work. So you can either put that to work by finding your own deals. We have a whole lot of videos talking about how you can do that. And then you can also put it to work by investing passively with other people who are the ones doing all the active work, and then you can just sit back, invest, and collect the checks, and you can be passive. So you want to keep track of that each and every month so that you can see that your passive income is going the right direction.
And the extra point here is that once your passive income exceeds the monthly expenses, you can technically stop working. Like at that point, if you didn't want to get any further in life, you could stop right there and it would pay for your needs expenses for the rest of time.
Yeah, but this passive income is what essentially helps you become financially free. This is how you never have to work. So every amount that it increases, you want to celebrate that, right? If it increases by $100, I know it doesn't sound like much because you're like, well, what's $100 going to do? But guys, you're never going to get to $5,000 a month or $10,000 a month if you don't get to $100 a month. Okay, right? Like these happens in steps. So celebrate the $100 so you can actually get to $10,000 a month.
The last number we like to keep track of is our net worth. This is the amount of assets we own minus the amount of liabilities we own. And that difference is what we call our net worth. And ideally, that number should be increasing. So if you're working really hard and your net worth is decreasing, something's wrong and you need to fix it. If your net worth is increasing, that's a great sign that you are on your way to financial freedom, because net worth ends up being lazy money, and lazy money ends up being invested, and invested money becomes passive income, which sets you free.
So there we go, guys. Those are our 5 KPIs to keep track of. We've got your gap, your safety net, your lazy money, your passive income, and your net worth. If you keep track of those each and every week and each and every month and make sure that they are trending up, you will be in really good shape and you will become financially free very, very soon. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you like this. If you do, please click that like button and click that subscribe button so you can see our next videos when they come up. We also have a lot of other videos that can help you in your investing and financial freedom journey. So check out our channel. We have a lot of playlists and I'll put that down here. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and we'll see you at the next video.